Today, people protested just outside the U.S. Supreme Court this after its ruling that former President Trump has some immunity from prosecution in his federal election interference case. Other people celebrated this ruling. This decision, of course, a major statement on the scope of presidential power and will likely delay the trial against Trump until after the election. If that happens and he wins, he could order the Justice Department to just drop the charges. Joining us now to talk more about this case and the implications of this ruling, Meredith College political analyst and Professor David McLennan. Thank you so much for being with us. So give us an idea, is this as monumental as people are making it seem, and why?
Well, this is an extraordinary case because for the first time, the Supreme Court has shielded the president. And this basically takes Article 2 of the Constitution and turns it on its head. I mean, it says the president is more powerful today than yesterday.
They kept using the term official acts. So this is when he's doing an official act, but they didn't really give a description as to what that is or where the line is between his personal life and his job as president.
Well, they have three buckets. The one is, they said, official job duties, and those are the powers listed in the Constitution. So commander-in-chief, that's an official duty. Personal, we can kind of understand what that is. It's that gray area in the middle where that's where they're going to send the case back down to the lower court to determine in Jack Smith's indictments which indictments are official and which are not.
You know, what's interesting here is, though, that the ruling also said in dividing official from unofficial conduct, courts may not inquire into the president's motives, basically going as far as to say that prosecutors they can't even collect testimony or records when proving what is an official act and what is not. So seems like that part of it's going to be pretty difficult to do if you can't talk to anybody or collect evidence.
Yeah, most of these cases, President Trump's cases, are built really around motive. Look at January 6th. Did he intend to bring people to the Capitol to cause an insurrection? You can't talk to Vice President Pence about his interaction with Donald Trump. You can't talk to the AG. That's the crux of the case.
Another thing that stood out to me as interesting is it says that the president has exclusive authority and absolute discretion to decide which crimes to investigate and which crimes to prosecute. So what does that mean? Because I remember when former President Trump was running against Hillary Clinton, came out and said that the Obama administration had tapped his phones, were listening in on him. It was a big part of the momentum of him running against Clinton at the time. But if I'm reading this correctly, it sounds as though the president can wiretap pretty much anybody they want for any reason they want.
Well, it does raise that possibility of using the IRS, using the Justice Department, using the FBI against political opponents, against anybody the president wants. So this is the scariest part about this ruling, is it basically says everything is up for grabs. You
know, we spoke about this just before coming on. Presidents in the past, some have broken the law. Others have, their administration has broken the law, things of that nature. We don't see presidents going to trial or being put in jail. So is this something that was kind of stating the obvious on what already existed and bringing it further into the public light? Or is this really as big of a game changer as people are saying it is?
Well, when the Supreme Court spells it out in a decision like they did today, it is a game changer. And so we may have seen presidents commit illegal acts in the past, Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, that sort of thing. But, you know, there were deals cut to keep them from going to court. Now it's just an explicit immunity and saying to the president, if you're officially doing your job, you cannot be prosecuted.
Professor McLennan, always giving us good insight and helping us to understand these better. We appreciate you being with us tonight.
Thanks, Dan.